Well, I'm in one of the three places you're always going to find me. The front seat of my truck, sitting at my desk, or in a hockey rink. But I felt this need to go ahead and get this video out, because if you're like me, if I give it 2 or 3 seconds to wait, 5 or 10 seconds to wait, that's enough time for my perfectionism to kick in, and me to procrastinate, and me to start making excuses as to why I didn't do whatever, and then everything else piling on, I never come back to it. So raise your hand if that ever happens to you, that you know you need to do something and you don't do it. You, for whatever reason, you put it off, you stop thinking about it, you don't execute in that moment, and then it gets set on the shelf, never to be picked up again, because you procrastinate way past your desire to do it. And then you start making excuses, and it's whatever. So I'm sharing this video because I think this video is important. In this video today, I want to ask you, what do you know about pyramid schemes? And the reason I'm asking you the question, what do you know about pyramid schemes, is because every time I talk to somebody about eXpRealty, one of their first responses is, oh, isn't that pyramid scheme thing? And I kind of chuckle and laugh. And so I ask you, what is a pyramid scheme? For most of us, when we hear pyramid scheme, I'm a Gen Xer, I guess, and grew up in the Amway era, and my parents did Amway. We went to when Amway started, the whole multi-level, Tupperware, Amway, all these old companies that you guys have never heard of. Those were all the brand new entrants into the network marketing arena. Pyramid schemes, right? And so when we hear pyramid scheme, typically the thought behind that, the image that I have, is obviously a pyramid, a bunch of people on the bottom, doing a whole lot of work, not making much money, and then one person on the top raking in all the money from all the effort everybody's doing at the bottom. Is that kind of what you think about a pyramid scheme? And so when I hear people say to me about eXp being a pyramid scheme, it kind of makes me chuckle. Because most of the people that are saying that to me are actually operating in a pyramid structure the moment they ask me that question. You're in a pyramid scheme right now. If you are in a real estate company right now, you are in a pyramid scheme. Let me explain. I don't care. I was a franchise owner for a bunch of years. Owned a relatively known franchise brand. I worked for probably one of the most recognized franchise brands for a bunch of years as a salesperson and sold the franchise. So I've got some knowledge of this. So let me kind of paint the picture for you of the pyramid scheme that you're in right now. By the way, not any different than any business that's owned by one person. So the pyramid scheme that you operate in right now is structured kind of like this. You, along with a lot of other agents, joined this company. And there are a lot more of you that have joined the company than who owns the company. Agree? There's usually only one owner, and there's a whole bunch of worker bees. So there's a whole lot of you on the bottom, out making phone calls, out doing sales, making sales, and successfully closing on real estate, and doing a whole lot of marketing and a whole lot of promotion and a whole lot of work. You're down here doing a whole lot of busy work. Okay? Now, if you're in a franchise model, what that looks like is above you, there's an owner. Could be 2 owners, could be 3 owners, could be a partnership of owners, could be an ownership team. And there are a bunch of owners all over the country who represent that same brand that you work for. There are fewer of those owners than there are agents. So you have agents, owners, okay? Above the owners, in most franchise companies, there are what are called regional owners, and they own swaths of territory, and they own the master franchise rights for most of the franchise, the major franchisor. And there are fewer of those than there are owners, than there are agents. Above the franchise owners, or above the regional owners, there typically are executives. There are C-level, there are VPs, there are COOs, there are whoever's. Obviously, there are fewer of those than there are franchise regional owners, than there are franchise owners, than there are agents. So as you can see, we go from big numbers, lesser numbers, fewer numbers, till finally we get to the top, and there's one dude who owns the franchise. If it's Dave Liniger, if it is Steve Morris, if it's Gary Keller, if it's Robert Refkin at Compass, I think that's his name, or Real, or whoever, okay? There's always one dude at the top. Guess what? That is not unlike Chick-fil-A. It's not unlike Subway. It's not unlike other franchise brands where there is typically one dude at the top who had the idea, created the model, built the systems and structure, marketed the idea, and started getting people to join. You are in a franchise model now, or you're in a pyramid scheme right now. You're doing all the work, making whatever money that you make from the work that you do. The guy at the top is making money off all the work that you're doing, off all the work the owners are doing, making all the work off the regional owners are doing, making money off the work the C-level folks are doing. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So when I hear people talk about eXp being a pyramid scheme, I kind of chuckle, because in no way, shape, or form is eXp a pyramid scheme. eXp is a square. It is a cube. It is this, not this. Because here's how I know this. Every single person who joins eXp has the opportunity for ownership. Now, you can laugh at stock and say stock is not ownership, but that truly is the definition of stock. It is fractional ownership. So a share of stock is fractional ownership in a company. Okay? Every agent who joins eXp across the bottom, anywhere in the world, internationally, in the United States and Canada and all over the world, they all come in with the opportunity to earn fractional ownership in the company. That fractional ownership in the company doesn't go away unless you leave eXp. It's going to continue to pay you as long as you stay with eXp for at least 36 months. It is yours. That fractional ownership is yours. You are making money off of your ownership in the company. It is fractional. It is not enormous for most of us starting off, but if you're here for a while, you hang in there, it is going to be a lot of money. Additionally, when you come to eXp, you share in the revenue of the company. Now, I will tell you, if you're working for a real estate company right now who doesn't share more than 10% of you helping the company grow, you are in a bad company. You are in a bad model. I hate to tell you, because you are leaving money on the table. Because I would venture a guess, there has been somebody in your life who has asked you why you joined a company, and you have said, this is why I joined the company. They talk to you, they join the company. Guess what? You're, more times than not, if you're in a certain company, you're not making money on that. But the regional owners are. The franchise owners are. The COOs, the CEOs, they're making their money off of agent count. So the more agents you bring to the table, the more money they make. And in most models, you're not benefiting from that. And just like your real estate business, part of your value proposition as a real estate agent is your network, the people that you know, how easily you can bring people to the table to buy and sell real estate. That's one of your values as a real estate agent. So that same skill set that you have in your real estate business should translate into how you're helping the company grow. But most of you aren't getting paid for helping the company grow. And you'll trade that for things like 100% commission. You'll trade that for things like no monthly fee. You'll trade that for things, whatever these companies come up with, so that you'll trade away your interest in your revenue in the company. eXp is the only model I've ever seen that says, not only are we going to give you a very high commission split with an opportunity to easily earn 100%, with the opportunity to, a little more difficult, but with the opportunity to earn whatever money you pay into the cap, get that refunded back to you in ownership of the company. We're also going to give you shares. We're going to give you stock. We're going to give you other avenues for fractional ownership in the company. In addition to, we're going to split every dollar the company makes in revenue. We're gonna take half of that. We're gonna put that in this pool, and then we're gonna share that with every agent who helps us grow. Every single agent who introduces another agent to eXp is going to get a share of that revenue pool. So if you're in a company, and listen, profit share, it ain't the same. It's just not the same. It's a difference between drinking from a straw and drinking from a fire hose. Because I'll be honest with you, if you look at percentages of real estate companies, the average profit margin for a real estate company is less than 5%. If a real estate company can make 4 or 5% profit, they're doing really, really well. So not only do you get fractional ownership in the company, you can build something outside of you getting out, going to door, getting on the phone, leveraging your networks, doing all those things to generate real estate transactions and real estate closings. That stops when you stop. If you're in a real estate company right now and that's all you have, you are paying rent. You are renting a model to go out and do your business. Because if you stop, it stops. If you decide to take 6 or 7 or 8 months off and not sell real estate, guess what? Been there, done that. You're not going to make any money. And there's not going to be anybody from the company that says, hey, guess what? You've been here for a little bit, so we're going to take care of you in this little interim while you're not selling anything. We're going to share some of our money with you. That's not going to happen. Now, are there people that have all kinds of bad versions about eXp? Are there people that have all these bad opinions about eXp? Yes. Have you heard people that joined eXp and left eXp? Yes. Have you heard of bad things happening at eXp? Yes. All those things are true. There are 60, 70, 80,000 agents at eXp. Name me one other organization on this planet with 80,000 whatevers, employees, agents, people that work there, and there not be 5 or 6 turds. I'll wait. Put it in the comments. It doesn't exist. The people that make up this company are no different than the people that make up those companies. We're humans. They're humans. People do stupid stuff all the time. I almost said a bad word right there. People do stupid stuff. They just do. But here's what I know. I've never seen, and I've been with a company that I really believed this was true, and then I saw the truth come out. And it wasn't, the words that came out of their mouths weren't the actions that they lived out. I've never seen a company like eXp in this business. Does eXp want to make money as a company? They do. Was Glenn Sanford a trailblazing, groundbreaking, way ahead of his time? He was. And here's how I know this. Because all these other companies that are coming after him are modeling 98% of his model. They just tweak a little something to make it be a little bit different because they know agents chase shiny pennies. And they promise stuff that it doesn't happen. They give you money, lock you into contracts. They do all kinds of crap just to pull you away. But if you look, the leader of the pack is always the one the followers mimic. The leader is the one the followers are always chasing. There's not another company on this planet, in this industry, that does for agents what eXp does. There's not another Glenn Sanford at the top of the food chain who all he does is work to try to figure out how to make the life better for his agents. And I know this because I left in 23 and I came back in 25, and I promise you, in those 2 months, in that 2-year span, eXp changed dramatically. The onboarding's better, the VP staff is better, your support is so much better. Listen, you say what you want to about a virtual company and not having an office. I owned 7 offices. I had 7 offices in 2 states for almost 5 years. And on 2 hands, I can count the number of agents who came into the office. More than 3 times a year. And if we didn't have sales meetings, they would have hardly ever come to the office. So you can talk about that all you want to, but think about how your business runs right now. You're not going to the office every day. There are very few agents who go to the office. There are very few agents. And if they do go to the office, it's more just kind of like an adult daycare than you going in there and being productive. I'm telling you right now, in 2026, the real estate business, the real estate industry, numbers of transactions, it's going to be on the uptick. I believe it's going to be on the uptick. And I believe if you want to be ready for this wave that's coming, you need structures, you need systems, you need support, you need things around you, people around you who are going to help you see past yourself, who are going to help you look at the potential that you have in you to achieve something you've never achieved. And I promise you, at eXp, there are so many people willing to give everything they have to you. I cannot tell you. It's just something you've got to experience for yourself. A real estate company that gives you ownership allows you to earn ownership. I'm going to say that. A real estate company that allows you to earn ownership, and ownership that actually is going to pay you money. A real estate company who's going to give you revenue of their company for helping the company grow. And it's not going to be, you got to jump through a bunch of hoops. You got to close this many transactions. This person has to hold their mouth right. This person's got to hold their leg up with their finger in the air and point to the northeast at the right coordinates. It's not that difficult. You close transactions, they close transactions, you make money. That's the way it works. That's the way it ought to work. You've got a great split with an opportunity to earn 100% very, very easily. You've got an opportunity to, all the money that you paid into the cap to earn your 100%, you have the opportunity to get that money back in stock. More ownership in the company. Year after year after year after year. Support that is layered support. Local support, regional support, national support, 24/7 support. You've got the tools, the technology, the resources, everything around you for you to build the board to ride the wave that's coming in 2026. I've been a lot of places. And when I came to eXp in 23, I was a never going to eXp kind of guy. For years and years and years, I'd heard that everything eXp said was complete bullshit. And it was all smoke and mirrors. And then I joined eXp in 2023, and I found out all the things that I had been told weren't true. Were there challenges in 23? Yep, there were. We made a big change in 23. But when I came back in 25, it was like butter, smooth, coming back into this company. If you're a luxury agent, if you want to do sports and entertainment, if you want to do commercial, or if you just want to sell real estate, I'm telling you, there is not a model better than eXp. I don't care what you've heard. I'm happy to debate. Anybody that wants to debate, you can put it in the comments below, and I'm happy to have a conversation. But I'd rather have a conversation if this is something's clicked in you. You know there's something that needs to be done differently. You know that you've got more in you. Your business can go further. You feel like you're hitting a ceiling. You feel like you're not being recognized. You feel like you can't grow your personal brand. Be who you need to be. Have the autonomy you need to have to build the brand that you are. I'd love to talk to you too. If you want to put a comment and you want to debate any other brand, I am happy to debate that. Perfectly fine. If you want to have a conversation, I can give you a little link to a webinar. I can put you in a good group. Then I'm telling you, I will guarantee you, if you're willing to do a little bit of work, and not like digging ditches kind of work, if you're willing to follow up on leads and follow up on calls and do what you're asked to do, I promise you I can increase your business probably by 6 or 7 deals next year. Easily and inexpensively. Probably less than $3,000 for the year. And that includes ad spend, platform, everything being built for you. If you want to talk about that, come in, I'm ready. And I'll get with you. Long video, 20 minutes. But I'm telling you, there's a reason why some of the heaviest hitters on this planet join eXp. There's a reason why the heaviest hitters on this planet in this industry stay at eXp. Would love to talk to you about that. Have an awesome day. Hope your business is great.